Hey, what's up, ladies? It's the relationship guru, Sydd Ferrell. Now, I'm back again with another video just to give you ladies. Now, before I get into this video, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and you hit that bell notification so that you're notified every single time I post. And if you are a woman that needs relationship advice, or you want to learn more about how to think like a man, or why men do the things they do, act the way they act, and think the way they think, then I encourage you to book a one-on-one session with me. Link is in the description below, and I can help you out personally, one-on-one, with any questions, concerns, or anything you have regarding your dating life or relationship currently in general. And also, brand new on my website, if you want me to coach you every step of the way, step by step, throughout your dating or relationship process and journey, and you want me to become your personal dating coach long term, then I have a special program just for you. Link is in the description below also, and I can help you out personally again, one-on-one, with any questions, concerns, or anything you have regarding your dating life or relationship currently in general. And also, go pick up my brand new Girls Night card game. It's officially out. So if you're having a game night with your homegirls and you need something to do, then make sure you go pick up my Girls Night card game. It got a lot of fun questions and scenarios about love and relationships and everything all in between. So make sure you go pick that up. Link is in the description below, okay? And then on this hand, we got my brand new ebook. It's called Oh He's Toxic, Period. And if you never want to be played, used, or manipulated by a man ever again in your whole life, then make sure you go pick up that ebook right there because it's fire, okay? And again, link is in the description below for that also, okay? And also, if you are a woman and you love quotes, dating quotes, relationship quotes, and things like that, then I have something special just for you. I came up with my top 100, yes, 100 dating love quotes for women, right? So if you want to go get that, it's on my website. And again, as usual, the link is in the description below also, okay? So all that's out the way, and we gonna jump right into this video. And this video is titled, How to Heal from a Toxic Breakup, right? So a lot of you ladies, you are overcoming or trying to heal, trying to, distance yourself mentally and sometimes even still physically away from a man that is toxic, right? Maybe you was dating a man, or maybe you was in a relationship, or maybe you was married to a man and he was just toxic, right? Like you two just could not be on the same page. You two just always was arguing, always, getting into it, bumping heads. You never saw eye to eye. And maybe he was real disrespectful towards you. Maybe he was a habitual cheater, liar, manipulator. Maybe he was putting hands on you and cussing you out and putting you down. And, enough is enough. And you got so fed up with how he treated you that you said, you know what, I'm ready to leave. I'm ready to go. I cannot deal with this man anymore. So you moved on for your own self-peace and your own value, your own dignity, because you got tired of being disrespected in your face, right? And you knew that the relationship was not healthy or the marriage was not healthy. So, you had to leave that man alone or cut him off or just not talk to him no more. But sometimes it's hard. It's harder to move on. It's harder. It's easier said than done. It's hard to move on from somebody that you spent so much time with. Even though he might have been toxic with you, maybe y'all spent a lot of time together. Maybe you got kids together. Maybe you two still got, mutual friends or family members that know each other and stuff. So, it might be hard to kind of distance yourself away from him. Or maybe it's just all the memories or all the history you two have together. Stuff like that, it make it hard to just say, all right, let me just completely cut him off. Like maybe you cut him off as far as contact, but he's still lingering in your brain. Like he's still on your mind. You're still thinking about him. And you want to get to a point where you don't even think about this man no more. Or you want to at least get to a point where you are not hurt and you're not harmed and you're not, bitter, angry, or just stressed out, or you just not even tripping over him no more. Like you let it go. You let him go. You let the thought of him go, and you accept whatever happened, and you ready to actually move on with your life. But it's going to be hard for you as a woman to actually move on with your life if you're stuck on the past. It's going to be hard for you to actually move forward if you keep going backwards, thinking about this man that hurt you when there's plenty other men that will treat you way better. Or you just need to take some time to heal, and sometimes that healing process is, easier said than done. Sometimes it's hard to just heal, especially for somebody that you once cared a lot about, but then equally he hurt you. So you, at one point you loved him, right? But now you might hate him. And they say hate is a strong word, but some women absolutely hate the man that, they was with, their ex, because he was just so horrible that she know this is not what I want for the future, or this is not the type of man that I want as a husband. This is not the type of man I just want around me, period, right? So again, it might be hard. Like if y'all got kids together, it might be hard. But then you got to co-parent. That's what that's for. You got to learn how to co-parent. You got to learn how to. And I know it might be hard to co-parent with somebody that you don't get along with, but it's not for the sake of you. It's for the sake of your child. So you just got to keep it real cordial like that, but don't cross those boundaries and don't even let him get close enough to ever disrespect you again, right? So you might just want to mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever, you want to break this bond, this hold that this man had on you, so you can actually move on with your life, okay? So in this video, we're going to jump right into it. And per usual, I'm going to give you my top 5. Yes, 5 easy steps, 5 ways how you can leave mentally and physically a man, and you could heal over a breakup. You could heal from a toxic relationship. You could heal from a toxic marriage, and finally you're able to, come forth as the great woman that you are without attaching yourself to this man or any man for that matter, right? So we're gonna jump right to it. We're going number 1. So number 1, the first way how you can heal from a toxic breakup or marriage, number 1 is you have to allow yourself to grieve the breakup. This is the problem. A lot of y'all women, you don't allow yourself to feel the emotions. Like, some women, they keep it all bottled in. They want to act all tough, and they want to act like, I'm not worried about this man. I'm not tripping over him. Forget him. I ain't worried about him. Which is, eventually how you want to be. That's the attitude you do want, but you not being real with that attitude that you have, because that back in your mind, you're hurt. You have to really address the hurt and the pain, and you got to sit in that grievance, right? You're grieving him because you're like, okay, me and this man was once together. Now it's almost like he passed away. It's almost like he's not even alive anymore in your life, right? So it's like you're grieving the same way how you would grieve somebody that passed away, or a family member or a close friend that passed away. Is the same way how you might even grieve this man and the relationship, because you once had a good part. It was good parts in it. Maybe it wasn't all good, but maybe it wasn't all bad. Maybe you had some good parts in it, but he had too much bad going on to where you just had to cut it off. But you got to sit in that grief for just a little bit, not too long, right? But allow yourself to grieve, allow yourself to cry. It's okay to cry and get your feelings out. Ain't nothing wrong with. It's too many women that you're not being real with yourself. You trying to act like you just so tough and nothing bother you, when really that breakup hurt you, and that maybe it hurt you a lot because you knew that you had to take that extra step to cut it off. And maybe it was hard for you because maybe this was the first time in your life that you actually had to stand up for yourself. Maybe this is the first time in your life where you actually had to, cut somebody off for good, or you had to, basically move on, which for your own dignity, for your own self-respect, you had to walk away. And sometimes that's a hard step to make. But when you finally make it, sometimes you feel guilty. Maybe you feel like, it's out of your norm. It's not really your nature to have to feel like you're being mean, but you was forced to be that way, right? And, you just need to take some time to be by yourself and to think about and process all your feelings and all your emotions that happen in that relationship or marriage. You might need to cry. You might need to go to therapy. You might need to talk to, a dating coach like myself. You might need to, go outside, take a walk, play in some grass and touch some trees. You might need to go to church, talk to God. You might need to, just any way how you can really just cope with the heart and the heartache and the breakup, right? Sometimes it is good to go to a professional like a therapist or a dating coach, or even the most high, God himself. You might need to just go to God, straight to him, and ask for, forgiveness, ask for clarity, ask for, provision, stuff like that, so that you can move on and move forward, with everything, so you won't just be super hurt and bottled up. It's too many women that you keep all your emotions inside after the breakup, and then later on you're still bitter, right? Because you have not forgiven the situation with your ex. Meaning, you and this man broke up, so now you go out and you start dating other men, but the problem is you don't trust the new men in your life. And the new men in your life, they might be genuine, might want to love you, might want to appreciate you, but you're so bitter and you're so closed off, and you're so, you just have so many trust issues with men, or just period, and you're still hurt by the past, that you can't even give your heart to any man in the future, or you can't even open up a little bit to a man that might actually want to be real with you and want to treat you right. You might be self-sabotaging the new relationships that come your way. You might be pushing good men away because you have not grieved the past, or you have not accepted, your feelings of the past, and know that every single man is not like your ex. Just because your ex is a cheater and a liar and a manipulator, and he disrespect women and put hands on you, that don't mean that every single man is like that. It's a lot of men that are actually really, really good, but you won't even see that if you still holding on to this man. So how you grieve is you just take some time to heal. You just take some time to yourself. Sometimes you don't even need to be dating right now. It's a lot of women that after the breakup, they jump straight into a relationship, or they just start talking to this man, that man, that man. You get your little roster up, or maybe you might even, jump in the bed with another man, have sex with this man, have sex with that man to try to get over your ex. But that's not a productive way on how to heal. All you're doing is just damaging yourself more, because maybe it feel good in a moment. Maybe when you meet a new guy and y'all having sex, or you meet another guy, y'all having sex, or you just going out on dates, whatever, or you just getting to know other men, y'all just talking and texting. Maybe you feel good in a moment to entertain somebody else or to even have sex with somebody else. But overall, it's not going to fix the problem at hand. You're just covering it up, and you're not being real with yourself, where you just need to relax, focus on yourself, and forgive not the man per se, but forgive the situation, forgive what happened, and accept it and know, yes, this man was a horrible person, but I'm not gonna let him make me a horrible woman and adopt his qualities, right? Because hurt people hurt people. It's easy when a man hurts you, and now, or let's say a man dog you out, or hurt you. Now you feel like, well, I'm gonna go dog a man out, or I'm gonna go hurt a man, or I'm gonna go disrespect a man because a man had disrespected me, right? That's not how you should, go about things, because all you're doing is just creating a cycle of hurt people hurting people. So then you might hurt a good man, and now you turn him into a dog. Now he go dogging women out, and then that good woman turn into a dog. Then she start dogging men out, and it become a never-ending cycle of people hurting each other. So you don't need to be bitter. Just know that man that you chose, that specific man was not good for you. But there's other options. There's better people out there. But don't hold it against, them, because they didn't do nothing to you. It's your ex that hurt you. So you gotta let go of that hurt. A lot of women might need to go to therapy and talk to a dating coach to get whatever they need off their chest, or to just know what's the proper steps on, how to heal. It's okay to cry. A lot of women act like they don't want to cry. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be sad for a second now. It's okay to be upset at what happened. It's okay to be angry at what happened. It's okay to, just process your emotions and don't keep it bottled in. Just know, okay, I'm angry, but why? Or I'm upset, why? Because this man did this, and I don't like that. But now I know what to look out for, or I know what I don't want in a man, and I know the qualities that I need to, actually attract into my life that I actually deserve, instead of tolerating the bare minimum. Because if you being real with yourself, a lot of y'all women, the reason why you so bitter and angry is not because of that man. You really bitter and angry at yourself for allowing him to hurt you for so long. You really mad at yourself most of all. Yeah, you might be mad at that man because of what he did. He a low down dirty dog. I get it. But you also might be mad and upset at yourself because you took him back too many times and you knew you shouldn't have did that. And you kept hurting yourself more and more. Every time you took him back, or you forgave him, or you let him back in, or, whatever, every time you accepted him back, he hurt you and turned his back on you and betrayed you and disrespected you. And you just kept forgiving him over and over again. And you knew better, but you kept giving him the benefit of the doubt. You kept hoping and wishing things would change. You kept hoping and wishing that things might get better. He might get his act together. He gonna come around and treat you right this time. But it never happened. So you might be mad at yourself for giving too many chances and being too lenient and being too naive and being too gullible and just, letting the man walk all over you, and you did not really fully do anything about it until now, right? Now you finally got through your head, I need to leave, and you finally cut him off. But it took you so long to get to that point where you was actually able, mentally, physically, emotionally ready to cut him off. You might have cut him off in your head, but you still laying up with him in the bed every night, right? You might have cut him off in your head, but y'all still in contact with each other, or whatever. So it took you some time to finally cut him off, but you got to forgive yourself now. Not forgiving him per se for what he did, but forgiving the situation about what happened, and then forgiving yourself and not being too hard on yourself. But at the same time, you live and you learn. So now you learn, I don't need to be giving a man all these chances. If a man want to treat you right, he gonna treat you right the first time. You're not gonna have to keep taking him back and taking him back every single time. So keep that in mind. Grieve, talk to a friend, worry about yourself, focus on yourself, love yourself, build your self-esteem up, build your self-confidence back up. This man destroyed your self-esteem, and you also help destroy your own self-esteem by taking him back every time. So now you got to be more strict about yourself and aware, but not bitter at the same time. You're aware. Now your eyes open. You know how dirty men can be and how horrible some men can be. But you know that, not every man is like that, right? But when you do come across it, you know how to react and how to handle it. Don't even give no second chances. Cut a man off the first time, then you won't have to keep going back and forth with him and getting all your feelings and emotions tied up with chasing the idea of one day he's going to treat you right, right? So grieve, have some time to yourself, hang out with your homegirls, go to therapy, do anything you can, get your feelings and emotions out, and then that's going to prepare you for the next step. Okay, so we go number 2. So number 2, the second step that you need to make when it comes to getting over a breakup or a marriage, number 2 is you have to cut off all contact with him. So this the problem. A lot of y'all women, even though y'all broke up, maybe you and your ex, y'all broke up, or you and your ex-husband or your ex-boyfriend, whatever, y'all broke up, right? The problem is y'all be off and on, off and on, off and on. Going back to what I was saying about always forgiving him, letting him back in, all that stuff, right? And you need to understand that instead of taking him back all the time, you need to cut him off. Because again, a lot of y'all women, yeah, you might say you hate this man, you don't like him, you don't like how he treats you, he dog you out, he cheat on you with women and stuff, all this stuff. But guess where you at? You still laid up with this man. You still laid up with him. Y'all still having sex. It's a lot of women that, yeah, the relationship is over with, but y'all still having sexual relations with each other. It turned into like a booty call situation. Y'all might not be talking regularly on the phone or texting regularly, whatever. Yeah, but y'all still in contact for sex. Like y'all still holding on to the sex. Maybe the sex was so good. Maybe you really like the sex. Maybe he really liked the sex. Maybe you might be sexually compatible with each other, but y'all not compatible on no other level, right? So you can't let the good sex hold you hostage of being with a toxic man that don't care nothing about you outside your kitty cat. Outside your booty, he could care less about you. Outside of having sex with you, he really don't care nothing about you, right? So you need to stop attaching yourself to this man. Because the more you still having sex with him is the more that your feelings are still going to be somewhat attached to him. Somewhat. You letting him into your body. So it's still something about him that you still want and you still desire him. Because when a woman is fed up, let me tell you something. When you know that you really, really fed up, you don't even want him to touch you. You don't even want nothing to do with him. You so disgusted. You don't even want him to even give you a hug. You don't even want him by you. You don't want nothing to do with him, right? But if you still having sex with him, what they tell you? It's something that it's something you still holding on to, right? And then he still feel like, well, hey, I still got access to the booty. Yeah, she don't want to talk to me relationship wise or marriage wise, but I still get to have the booty. and I can still run off and do what I want to do. So basically, he feels like he is rewarded for his misbehavior. So you mean to tell me I could cheat and lie and dog you out and mistreat you and all that, and you still gonna continue to have sex with me, and I can still go out and cheat and lie and do and mess with other women, and now I can do it even more so because we not together now, right? So I can still do what I want to do. So don't reward that man. No, you need to cut off all contact. That means the sex gotta go too. I don't care how good the sex was, y'all gotta end it. You know? Or maybe it's not even just about the sex. Maybe you just still in contact with him as far as you ain't blocked this man. You ain't blocked his number. This man could call you at any given time. And if he call you enough, he know. If I call her enough times, she gonna answer. If I text her enough times, she gonna answer. If I DM her on Instagram, or if I reach out to her, or if I would do whatever, she still is going to accept me, or she's still going to reply back to me, or I can still have access to her, or I can still get a reaction out of her. And you need to know that, no, this man does not deserve access to you no more after what he did to you. You got to block everything. And even when it comes to family members, because, even after y'all break up, maybe you and his mama was cool, or you and his sisters or his brother or his family members, whatever, was still cool with you, or they still try to be your friend after the breakup. No, I broke up with everybody. When I break up with you, I break up with everybody. The grandma too. We ain't talking to the grandma no more. We ain't talking to the mama no more. We ain't talking. I don't care how close you and his sister was. No, it's over with. So when you cut a man off, you gotta cut off all ties with him, friends and family included. Cut it off. I ain't got nothing to do with you. Them your people. We not together. So you gotta learn how to really distance yourself away from a man. You gotta learn how to block his number, so you don't even give him the opportunity to think that one day he can have access to you, whether you pick up or not. Because you might say, but Sydd, he can call me all day long, but if I don't answer, then what's the problem if I don't answer? The problem is the fact that he can still call you. That's the problem. You giving him false hope. Because even though you're rejecting him, that don't mean he's not going to keep trying. Because, he going to feel like, hey, I got her number still. It's still ringing. So she ain't that done, So he needs to call you, and it goes straight to voicemail because he blocked, right? When he texts you, it don't even go through because he blocked. Because if he can still text you and it get through to you, and it say delivered, or it say read, or it say seen, that means you're still acknowledging the fact that his presence is still there, which means that he think, and maybe may or may not be true, that he still got a chance with you. So you need to cut off all contact, especially, let's say, I know it might be harder for, let's say he was your coworker. Some of y'all be dating y'all coworkers, which I do not recommend at all. But, let's say he was your coworker at work. Now you still got to see him at work all the time. But if that's the case, then you just got to just go to work, do your job, and go home. Just ignore him, And it might be hard because y'all might still have to interact with each other at work, but keep it at work. We ain't got nothing to talk about, Or maybe you might need to get another job. Outside of that job, maybe you need to transfer to another job or another facility or whatever, just to get away from him. But to prevent that, you should never been dating no man that, that you work with. You should not be dating no man that you go to school with. You should not be dating no man that you go to church with. You should not be dating no man that you go to the gym with. Stop dating men that you have to see often and frequently. Because guess what? When y'all break up, you still got to see them. Now you at the gym working out and you side-eyeing him, he side-eyeing you, or he try to make you jealous because he bring a girl into the gym and he working out with her and he trying to make you jealous. Or y'all at school, y'all in class, and he talking to another girl, or y'all at church, he go sit in the pew behind you with a new girl. You like, who is this girl? So to avoid all that, you should not have been even dating no man that you have to see often. Do not meet a man and start dating him. Like if you go to church, don't meet no man in church because then if y'all break up, you still gotta see him. So and the list goes on. But either way it go, if you do or if you are in one of those situations, you might need to get some new classes. You might need to, sit somewhere else in church, far away. You might need to, do something else. You know what I'm saying? Because by you frequently seeing him, it's always going to bring up those feelings and those emotions. And then again, they might be petty, might try to make you jealous or make you mad. You don't got time for all that. So just, you want to be, when you're done with a man, you don't even want to have to see him no more, right? So that's how it should be. So cut off all contact, block everybody that he friends with and family with, and block his number and just move on with your life. Just be done and move on. Okay? And then you won't have to keep feeling tempted to feel like I gotta go back to him, or let me just go hear him out. Let me hear what he got to say. Let me let him plead his case. He say he's sorry. You don't even want to hear that. Yeah, he's sorry, all right. He's sorry he got caught. He wants you to take him back so he can hurt you again. So you don't even care what he got to say. It's over with, right? So cut off all contact, all right? Block him, all right? So that's number 2. So number 3, the third way how you can get over a toxic breakup or a toxic marriage, number 3 is you got to focus on distracting yourself, right? So now that he's out the way and you grieve the past, it's over with, you cut him off, all that. Now it's time to rebuild yourself. Because a lot of y'all women, you lost yourself in that relationship or that marriage. Because that relationship and marriage was revolved around 2 people, or even worse, it was revolved around just him. It was always where he want to go eat, what he want to do, where he want to go, what he got planned today. Your life revolving around him and how he feel. I don't want to eat at that restaurant. I don't want to. You might want to eat at that restaurant, but you never got a chance to because he didn't like the food there. Or you might have always wanted to try this new hobby. Maybe you wanted to go ice skating and he said, I don't want to do no ice skating. But you always wanted to go ice skating. So now is the time where you can actually do the things that you want to do instead of relying on him or depending on him or just going with whatever he says. Now you have an identity outside of a man. Now you have a self-esteem. You have some self-esteem outside of him. So now what you do is you just elevate yourself. What you do is you go to the gym. I want you to start going to the gym. Now that you got all this free time, ain't no sitting around the house being sad for too long. You got to get up and get out. So now you can start all that anger and all that bitterness and all that frustration, all that sadness. You can channel that into some positive things in your life. All that negative energy can be transferred into positive energy. So now you can go to the gym now, burn off some of that steam. You can do the Stairmaster, the elliptical, treadmill, whatever. Get your body nice and right. Start eating better. What I'm saying? More healthier. Now that y'all not together, you ain't got to eat fast food all the time. You and this man, y'all was eating out all the time. Now you can cook and you can, stuff like that. Now you can start focusing on yourself. Maybe now you can go back to school now. Maybe you had to take some time off of school. You got to go back to school, right? You always wanted to go back to school, now you can go back. Or maybe you're already in school, you can focus on graduating. Or maybe you're at work right now. You could climb the corporate ladder some more. You could take some extra hours, overtime, get some more money. You could turn your hurt into dollars. You could turn your pain into some money, right? So now you can start, getting more money. Maybe you can start that business you always wanted to start. Maybe you can, or start working more into your business that you already created, right? You can pick up some new hobbies. Maybe you want to learn how to draw. Maybe you want to learn how to, whatever, whatever. It don't even matter. Whatever you wanted to do in life, maybe you want to learn how to do some makeup. Maybe you want to learn how to do hair. Maybe you want to learn how to anything you want to do in life, you can do it now. You don't have nobody holding you back or telling you can't do it or influencing your decision making because they don't want to do it. So now's the time you can focus on yourself and not just distracting yourself like that, but really just pouring into yourself, self affirmations. Look in the mirror and say, hey, self, I love you. You're beautiful. You're so amazing. You're talented. You're smart. You're brilliant. Start talking nice to yourself. Start treating yourself with some respect. So then, it will translate for other people when they see you. They know, hey, this woman got a certain standard to herself because she loves herself. So she's not going to let nobody disrespect her because she respects herself too much, right? So just start loving yourself, pouring into yourself, doing things you like to do. Maybe upgrade your wardrobe. Maybe throw out some of them old clothes and now buy some new clothes. Get a new hairstyle. Try something new now. You ain't never tried that certain hairstyle you always want. Try it out. Maybe you want to do your nails a certain color. Express yourself, right? Start stepping outside the box and really finding yourself again because you lost yourself. So start finding things that you like to do in life. Learn how to fall back in love with life again. Instead of just falling in love with a man, fall back in love with life day to day, every day, right? Go play with your dog. Don't you got a dog, a cat, a goldfish, a hamster? Go play with your pets, right? Or go play with your kids. You ain't playing with your kids. You being so busy ripping and running with this man. Your kids, go play with your kids. Go outside, take them to the park. When was the last time you took your kids to the park? Go take your kids to the park and go play catch with your kids or push them on the swing, or help them down the slide. Go play with your kids, right? You got all this free time, or go spend it with your friends and family. When was the last time you seen your grandmama? When was the last time you seen your mama? When was the last time you seen your other family members, your cousins and aunties and uncles and your brother and sister? When was the last time you hung out with your best friend, your home girl? When was the last time you hung out with your girls? Y'all had a girls' night, a sleepover girls' night, or y'all go out to brunch together, or maybe y'all go on a girls' trip together. Go create other relationships, is what I'm saying. Nurture other good relationships outside of this one toxic relationship, right? And focus on yourself and become the best version of yourself. So then next time this man see you and you just slim down, you looking good, you making more money, you shining now, he like, wow, this the woman that I dogged out and I'll never have her again? She just completely elevated without me. And that's the number one revenge, is making a man regret losing you. When you look good and he's still in the same spot that he was at when y'all broke up, but you elevated, that make that man sick to his stomach that he won't even, he don't get the new booty. The new booty different. He had the old booty, but now you done slim down. Look, he ain't had that booty, right? So anyways, ladies, that's number 3. So number 4, the fourth thing, or the fourth way how you can get over a toxic breakup or marriage, number 4 is when you're ready, you need to date other men, better men. When you're done healing yourself and you took some time out to focus on yourself, maybe a few months down the line, a few weeks down the line, you know, eventually you're going to want to start dating again, right? You healed, you not bitter, but you ready to step back out there and you're ready to start dating other men, seeing what else out there. So this is what you do. You gotta start finding better quality men than your ex, right? But at least you got an example of what you don't want. You gotta look for the exact opposite. Whatever your ex was, or your ex-boyfriend, your ex-husband, however way he dogged you out, or all the bad traits that you did not like, or all the deal breakers he had about him, now guess what? You know exactly what you don't want. So now you can look for what you do want in a man, right? You got an example of, I don't want this. So now I know the opposite of that. It exists and you can have it if you just pay attention and believe that, it's better men out there. Okay. And so start back dating. Maybe you need to hop on some dating apps. Some of y'all be on dating apps, or maybe just, social media, that's common. You might meet somebody on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Or maybe just old fashioned in person. Maybe you might be at the store. Maybe you might be at the gas station. You might be at Target, Walmart. You might be running errands somewhere. You might be at the bank somewhere. You might be anywhere. Maybe the grocery store. And a man might approach you, might get your number, want to talk to you, trying to holler at you. Give him your number and see what happened, right? Just give him your number. You need to start just giving your number out. Not to any creepy guys, but to some decent guys. And maybe they might not be exactly your type, but still, I would encourage you to still give certain men a chance. Kind of broaden your horizons. Sometimes you don't know what you like, or you don't know what you want until you get it. Sometimes you might think, I don't know, until you and that man start kicking it and you say, wait a minute, this new man, he kind of cool. I like him. He not my normal type, but you know what? I like him, right? So give some men a chance. Stop rejecting every man that come your way. This is the problem. A lot of women after a breakup, right? After a breakup or after a toxic marriage that end in the divorce or separation, now she too scared to date. She don't even want to date nobody. She too scared to date, or she don't want to. You got to get out there and date. And see what's out there. See what type of good men are out there. Don't be too scared of getting hurt again. It's always a risk. I'm gonna be real with you. It's always a risk. No matter who you talk to, it's always gonna be a risk that man might be trash or he might be good. But at least give a man a chance to show you his true colors. And once he shows you his true colors and he a bad man, cut him off. And there's too many other men to be tripping over one man that ain't good. That's why you should date multiple men at a time. Stop dating one man at a time, or stop being afraid of dating men, period. Or you just don't even want to get out there. You like, I'm okay with being single. I'm single by choice. I'm just gonna be single. And gosh darn well, gosh darn well that you want a relationship and you even want a marriage, or you at least want a consistent man around. Everybody want to be loved and appreciated. The problem is you've been dogged out for so long that you're afraid to open up to somebody else. So you need to that's part of the healing. What we was talking about earlier. When you heal, now you can start giving out chances and opening up to other men and dating better men. update your qualities and your standards. Now your standards got to be high now. Now you got to get men get a man that's taller than your last man. Get a man that got more money or a better car than your last man. Get a man that got a better job. Get a man that's more handsome. Get a man that's more in shape than your last man. You want to replace your ex. You want to, and then not just for yourself, but also I know you want that revenge, right? All y'all women be wanting that revenge. So the revenge is I got a man better than you, and you gonna regret losing me because now you see me with a man 10 times better, and he treat me better than you ever could, and he doing better in life than you ever will, right? So that's gonna hurt your ex's heart, because your ex, when he find out that you dating a man that's way better than him, it's gonna hurt his ego. It's gonna hurt his self-esteem, because he didn't think that you could do better than him. He don't think that you can attract better than him. He thought that you would never have better. But now you show him, hey, it's way better men out there, and I'm not gonna sit here and wait on you for the rest of my life to get your act together. I'm moving on with somebody that actually already got their act together and want to treat me right the first time. How about that, right? So don't be scared to get out there. Jump out there and put yourself out there, as a classy woman. Don't do too much. You know what I'm saying? Don't be thirsty now. Don't be thirsty for male attention, but just be yourself, right? And men will like you for who you are, especially if you're a beautiful, attractive, talented, successful woman. I'm sure when you was in a relationship, think about it. When you was in a relationship or when you was married to that man, I'm sure during that time you had other men approach you or other men try to get your number, but you turned them down. I got a man, I got a boyfriend, I got a husband. I can't do that, right? So now that you single, hey, it's fair game now. Don't be rejecting men no more. Stop rejecting every man that come your way. Stop saying, nah, he not my type. Nah, I don't like him. Nah, he this. Nah, he that. Nah, you might not even know what your type is. How about that? You might think what you like, what you want, but sometimes you don't even know what your type is until you find yourself compatible with somebody that you didn't even expect, right? So just feel free to just, open yourself up to possible opportunities that could change your life for the better and not for worse this time, right? So that's number 4. So number 5, the fifth and last and final way how you can get over a breakup or a toxic marriage. Number 5 is never go back to who hurt you. So you never want to go back to your ex that hurt you. You never want to go back to your ex-husband or your ex-boyfriend that cheated on you. Why go back to a cheater? Why would you go back to a man that if he cheated one time and cheated again and again and again? It's some of y'all ladies, this man that cheated on you so many times you can't even count. And you gonna keep taking him back? You knew he cheated on you 2, 3, 4, 5 times before. But then you keep taking him back over and over again for what? Or even if, you grieved and you healed and you try to move on, and you might have started dating other men. But then sometimes you get discouraged when you start dating other men and, it might be hard to kind of get back in the swing of things. It's very, very easy to be tempted to go back to what was once familiar to you, right? This man was once a familiar face to you. Your ex was very, you got used to having your ex around. You got used to this one man. You got attached to this one man, right? That is hard to really get attached to another man because you still secretly are in love with your ex that dogged you out. But you need to cut off all ties with that again, and you need to start dating better men and leaving this man alone, and just knowing that I can never go back. I can't go back. I can't allow myself to be disrespected over and over again. I can't allow a man to think that he can treat me less than what I deserve. I can't allow a man to walk all over me and, just hurt me like that. I can't do it no more. Right? So you gotta really stand on it. Ain't no coming back, because a lot of y'all women, you might end up going back to your ex. Maybe you did it before in your past. Maybe your ex-boyfriend from a couple years ago end up coming back around, or maybe your ex-boyfriend from a couple months ago, whatever. Y'all broke up, and then he start reaching out to you. Hey, how you doing, stranger? Hey, what's up, stranger? How you doing, stranger? Ain't heard from you. Hope you doing well. Hope you're all right. Maybe we can hang out one day and catch up. Nah, ain't no rekindling. Ain't no catching up. We are not friends. Once we break up, it's over with. Ain't no friendships. Ain't none of that. Don't even accept a friendship from your ex. Me personally, then this is the advice I'm gonna give. And this is what I personally, hey, your exes are your exes. They in the past. Ain't no being friends with no ex. It just baffles me personally when I hear, oh, me and my ex, we still cool. We ended on, we didn't end on super bad terms, but we're still friends, we're still cool. Or maybe we did end on bad terms and we just chose to be friends. No, because that was a man that you were still sleeping with at one point in time. And now y'all want to be friends? So you don't think some of those same, I don't care what you say, if you still in contact with somebody that you had sex with and y'all still kicking it and hanging out and stuff, you still got feelings for them. They still got feelings for you. Somebody got feelings for somebody. But it's just a complicated situation that y'all just, keep it real cordial. But nah, ain't no being cordial. When we break up, it's forget you, but not forget you. It's the other F word, forget you for real, right? And it's over with. Ain't no talking, ain't no friendships. I don't want to be friends with none of my exes. I don't want to be cool with y'all. Forget y'all. I wish y'all the best just without me. I wish you well just without me. But you ain't finna come back in my life ruining nothing. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no being friends with no exes. Just cut them off, because that's how things get sticky. As soon as you say I'm gonna be friends, that might give him the opportunity to think that he still got access to you and he can still infiltrate into your heart again just to break it all over. So never go back to the person who hurt you. Leave it alone. If you put your hand on the stove and it burn your hands, you gonna put your hand back on the stove again? That don't even make no sense. You gonna be friends with the stove that burned your hand? No, we not friends no more. You burnt me, so I'm gonna go heal this wound, and I'm never gonna touch another hot stove again like you, right? So that's how you gotta be, ladies. So that's how you get over a toxic relationship, and just move on with your life. And now you can finally be happy without him, and now you can finally leave for your own self-respect. Okay. So anyways, ladies, I hope you enjoyed this video. Those are my top 5 ways how you can get over a toxic relationship, marriage, whatever. And again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, y'all. Hit that bell notification for me. And I'm out of here. So, till next video.